What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Code aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. This is going to be a Bulls update and a Lauri Markkanen update because if people are not aware, Lauri Markkanen has a stress fracture on his right pelvis, and he's going to be out approximately 4 to 6 weeks. Now, this is going to be a very big blow. I think everybody knows that Lauri Markkanen is very important to our offense, no matter how bad he's been playing. And it's going to really suck to see that another starter goes down, another one of our players goes down for the long term. And it's going to leave us in a very tough position. Now, as of this moment, we are currently in the 9th seed. We just beat the Cavs by quite a bit, to be fair. And we're now going to have a tough schedule of games without most of our starters. We're going to have to rely on the bench to do extremely well for us. We're also going to have to rely on those players from the bench coming into the starters to do even better. So we're gonna have to put a lot of faith in our two starters, in Satoransky and Zach LaVine. And I think Zach LaVine will do just fine because he seems to be the guy that's carrying the team, either or, whether the players are here or not. But we're going to need more out of Zach LaVine. We're going to need more out of Satoransky. And it's crazy to say that we're going to need more out of Zach LaVine because he's done absolutely everything. But when you see Lauri Markkanen, this is actually one of the biggest surprises I've seen in a long time when it comes to why he's injured, because at the start of the season he just came back off of an injury from last season, and at the start of the season we didn't know anything about this, but apparently this injury has been ongoing since the start of the season, which is extremely surprising to me. I don't know how the Bulls medical staff either didn't see it or didn't decide that it'd be a good thing to maybe rest him a few games, especially games where we may have not needed him, or even if he just needed a rest. He didn't get one. He played constantly. I feel like with all these injuries, man, the medical staff seems to be really struggling to deal with our players' injuries. I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm not much of a medical person, so I couldn't tell you, but it doesn't look like they're doing a very good job just from what I'm seeing. And now we're going to have to deal with 4 to 6 weeks with no Lauri Markkanen. Could have been maybe a few games, maybe a week. And that's just the worst thing to see. We're going into a really tough schedule of games, and we're gonna need Lauri Markkanen. We're not gonna be able to have him. Now, this is just a theory that my friend and I were talking about, but there could be potential that he might not be as injured as people have been thinking, or what the Bulls are actually saying, and there could be potential that he's on the trade market. So this is the kind of the stepping stone for him to getting traded. Now, I don't think we're going to trade Lauri Markkanen. I just think there's no real value out there, and I think a lot of teams will undervalue Markkanen, and I don't think the Bulls should be going for something like that, when if we could just fire our coach, or we could just have another offensive game plan that suits Lauri Markkanen, he could be a star. So I don't see us trading him. Honestly, I see us firing our coach before we trade Lauri Markkanen. But it is a rumor out there. Lauri Markkanen was rumored to be traded well before this injury, so there is possibilities there for Lauri Markkanen to get traded. But hopefully that doesn't happen. There's been a lot of talk about Kuzma as well to the Bulls, and look, I hope that doesn't happen as well. I like Kuzma, but I just don't think we need to make a change at the moment when it comes to Lauri Markkanen or Kyle Kuzma or anything like that. So yes, what are we going to do, really? Like, what can we possibly do to fix this situation? Because this season, once again, this is not the first time this has happened, by the way. Wendell Carter's been out for 2 seasons consecutively with injuries, once with his thumb. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's his leg or back. Otto Porter's now injured again. What's next, man? What is next? What can we possibly do to stop these injuries? What can we possibly do as a franchise to maybe make these players better as well? Because look, Wendell Carter has been a very, very consistent player, and he's improved since last season. There's no doubt about that. Zach LaVine has improved from last season. There's no doubt about that. Many people could say Chris Dunn has been a regression, but he's doing his job, and no one can complain about that. But Lauri Markkanen has kind of regressed, and I honestly think it's down to the coaching system. And yes, we're not going to see him for 4 to 6 weeks, but honestly, even if Lauri Markkanen has regressed, we're going to really miss him. We're going to miss him more than people may realize. We're not going to have much shooting now in the starting lineup. We're not going to have much shooting on the bench either, because we have to bring Luke Cornett, who's one of our only shooting big men, up to the starting lineup. Thaddeus Young, who's not the best shooter, but he could definitely make some shots, back to the starting lineup. And what are we going to have on the bench? Kobe White. He's very inconsistent, Kobe White. So some games you're going to see the best of him, and some games you're going to see an inconsistent Kobe White. So what do we have that can help us win games? We can beat the Cavs. We can constantly beat the Cavs. We could beat the teams like Detroit. We could beat teams like Atlanta. We could beat teams like any low-rated team, any team that's low in their standings. We could beat the Wizards. But in order to make the 8th seed, we're going to have to beat some pretty big teams. We got big teams coming up. We got the Pacers soon. We got the Spurs next. How are we going to beat those teams? That's what I want to know. That's what I'm really interested in, to find out who's going to step up for us to win these types of games. It's going to be very important to see. And I hope that we can step up, because the 8th seed, man, it's only one game away now. I didn't think we were going to make it when I made my last Bulls update. But we're only one game away. All we need is a Nets loss. And we win, and we're right up there. We're right up there challenging for that. So what are we going to do? What can we do? Our players are injured. We are struggling through adversity now. This is the time that our team shows true character, true determination, and true will to actually want to make the playoffs. Because if they want to make the playoffs, then they're going to have to win some very big games after the All-Star break and now, before the All-Star break. So let's see what happens. This is going to be a rather exciting time just to see what our players are really made of, what our coaching staff is really made of, what everybody in this franchise, including the fans, are really made of. Because these fans support the team through thick and thin, including myself. And we love our team and we watch all the games. But now it's time to see how much faith do we really have in our players, because a lot of Bulls fans, even until now, don't have a lot of faith that this team is going to be good enough, and mainly that's going to fall on Jim Boylen, because a lot of fans want Jim Boylen gone, and I'm one of them. I want Jim Boylen gone as well, but these players now have to play not just for Jim Boylen. These players have to make their own minds up. These players have to do what they think is necessary, win games that they believe they have to win to make that 8th seed. And we'll see what happens. It's going to be an exciting time. So yeah, currently we're 9th in the standings, and we are only one game away. Brooklyn beat Detroit tonight, so we took the 9th from them, but also Brooklyn Nets winning. So either or, it didn't really matter who won that game. If we won against the Cavs, we're gonna get closer. But yeah, we are in a good position now. Can the Nets lose games the way that we lose games? Can the Nets lose to bad teams? Can the Nets lose consecutive games? With Kyrie Irving, it's going to be very difficult for them. They've got a very good team, the Brooklyn Nets, even without Kevin Durant playing. So whether we like it or not, it's still going to be very unlikely. And I still stand by the fact this is going to be a bad season, whether we do or do not make the playoffs. But making the playoffs is important for other reasons. Just because it's a bad season doesn't mean it's not necessary to make the playoffs. We have to make the playoffs. We have to show that we need to have that experience. Yes, getting swept by the Bucks or whoever's going to finish first is probably going to be the Bucks. It's not going to be fun, and it's not going to be easy to watch. But our team needs experiences like this. Our team needs playoff experience. What it's like to be when all of our fans are chanting and cheering and going to an arena, an away arena, that's just as loud, it's just as crazy. And the pressure's on and every bucket counts. And you're not versing teams that are not trying to win. You're not versing teams that are tanking and are going to give you leads. You need to earn your leads. You need to earn your stats. You need to earn your wins. And the Bulls, we need that type of experience, because I promise you, if the Bulls can make the 8th seed this season and we get that playoff experience, next season it's going to be a good season next season. I honestly and truly believe that. We just need the playoffs to come here. We need that experience. Maybe it's getting swept. Maybe we take a game. That would be the ideal situation, to take a game. And we could just end up improving so much from next season, whether we get a solid pick or not, or whether our players will just get better, maybe grow in confidence, and we can get wins. That it'll give the team faith that they can beat the good teams. They can beat good teams. They can be at that level. They can compete. They're still young and they're still hungry, and we'll just see what happens. But yeah, Lauri Markkanen is going to be a big blow. Let's see what our team is made of now that he's gone, because whether he was a spot-up shooter or he's more than a spot-up shooter, like he says, his presence will be missed very, very greatly, especially offensively. We're going to really miss him. I'm sure that a new coach would have made him much better, but even at him now, we're going to really miss someone like that, because there's not much power forwards that could get better than Lauri Markkanen in terms of offense. And maybe defense needs to improve and all that. We can all talk about that to the moon and back. But for now, we're going to really see what kind of character that the team that has, this current team right now has. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for more. This is the Sporting Code, and peace.